Okay, I'm ready. Hey guys, I am back. Welcome back to Behind the Banter. Thanks for tuning in for the last couple of episodes. Hopefully you're seeing things are developing, changing, we're trying things. This guy. He's a bit of a brainchild of mine. This is just a hobby, so I'm doing it for fun and I'm having fun with it. I hope you guys are as well. Obviously, everyone wants a bit of a life update because why wouldn't you? I'm moving out. I know I complained to you all. In the last 2 episodes about how it's just not the best thing for me, but it's what I had to do. But I've been handed pretty much the best setup I could ask for. So I'm very grateful and appreciative. And I have to just run with that and accept that I can finally put away the white shorts, not that I was ever wearing them, and I can go back to living a fun life of a 27-year-old. So this is very exciting. Why did I say yes to moving out and paying rent when my goal is to buy a place? Because lifestyle is really important. And I think that living with this individual is going to really help me have a good lifestyle. I'm going to not be living with my parents, which is a bit restricting, even though I love them to bits and they're giving me everything that I have ever wanted. I cannot live with them and live the lifestyle that I want. And they understand that. But it also leads me on to what I want to talk about today, because I was going on a run this morning and I got some clarity, post-run clarity. If you can't get post-sex clarity, go for a run, get some post-run clarity. And I realized on this run, I've had quite a bit of anxiety since moving back. Anxiety is just a thing that I don't always have anxiety, but I get it quite a bit, but it's normally situational. So it's caused by something and I like to deal with it. And so obviously going into psychology and getting help, I've learned all of these tools. And one of the key things for me that I find beneficial is thinking out what is it that's causing this anxiety and what can I do? What do I have control over and what do I not have control over? And most of my anxiety is things that I do have control over. And if you don't have control over it, once you realize that you can't control it, it's easier to let go. Well, that's what I feel personally. So I'm going to sort of run you through my mindset and how I sort of think things through during this. So I've had a bit of anxiety coming from who am I making decisions for? I spent a lot of my early 20s making decisions to keep someone else happy. And then I left that environment and I started living for me. And it was liberating, it was fun, and I loved it. I moved overseas, continued doing that. And when I moved back here, one of the things that I said to myself is I'm done living just for me. I want to be a part of other people's lives. Now that can mean lots of different things, but for me what it meant is I wanted to be a part of my friends' lives again that live over here. I want to be a part of my family's life again, living over here. And when I have moved back, I'm also a people pleaser. I want to keep them happy. I want to make sure that everything that I do, doesn't hurt anyone and that. I know he's such a good guy. But I put myself at risk of doing what I used to do, and that is putting my happiness last. And I'm just kind of worried, am I doing that a little bit now? Am I falling into old habits from putting myself into the environment when that was quite prevalent in my life? So now I need to think about, is that actually happening? 1. And 2, why? And 3, what can I do to stop it continuing to happen? So join me for this journey while we break down my anxiety and figure out, who am I living for right now? Let's talk about the why. Why do I feel like I'm making decisions based on other people and other people's advice, I'm going to say. At the moment, I find that I am second guessing my decisions until I get sort of like a confirmation from someone else. Could be small things like, do I go out and see this person? Do I go on a date with that person? What do I do about this? Small little things. Nothing really major, which is good. But are those going to creep up? Am I putting myself at risk? And I don't like that. Because if they're little things, I should be able to make that decision for myself. I'm a big boy. I've got my big boy pants on. And I've been doing it for so long. But why does this happen? So I've got to dive into sort of my past here about why that happens. So I'm a people pleaser, and I like to make sure that I'm not hurting anyone and that everyone around me is sort of happier, which means I'm traditionally someone who puts other people first. And it took me a long time to start living a selfish life. Now, a selfish life isn't disregarding everyone, but putting myself first and making sure that I'm happy before someone else. But like, how do I word this? Making sure that doing something isn't going to hurt someone, but I'm also still going to be happy from it. Whereas what I used to do was, what I would do is make someone else happy, but I wouldn't be happy with that. And it's from this need of external validity and my desire for external validity. And so now I need to think, when I was dealing with this last time, I had to think about what gave me internal validity. So I need to focus more on that side of things. And I guess that does feed into maybe why I realized where this anxiety came from when I looked after myself and went for this run, did some healthy behaviors. So that's sort of the background of why I feel like I need to base my decisions on other people's advice. And that's not to say like I don't value people's opinions. Like, I want advice, you know. I ask you guys for advice. I will be asking so many people for advice throughout my life, but I need to make sure that I'm still able to make decisions for myself. An example, so on the topic of moving out, I didn't ask my brother for his opinion on or advice on whether I should move out. I told him earlier today, and he was speaking to me and just like asking me questions. And like, he is someone I've always gone to for advice in my life, and I love it. He always keeps me level-headed, really grounded, helps me make decisions based on logic and less so about emotion, because I'm quite an emotional guy. Shock. But today it was like, he knew that I made the decision. He's not going to change that. He just wanted to make sure I was in the right headspace and that I was happy with that. And like, I appreciate those kinds of conversations. And I guess looking back on that conversation now, I'm telling myself, I made a decision. Someone else's opinion wasn't going to change that. They also appreciated that and they didn't push it on me. So it's good to know that like, maybe it's not creeping up on me as much as I think it is, because I'm still able to make these bigger decisions. Why is it important for me to move away from this need for external validity? I think it's because it takes the control out of my life of what makes me happy. If I need someone else to confirm that what I've done is right and that'll make me feel good, if I do something that does make me feel good, but I'm ignoring that because someone else doesn't agree with it, then am I really happy? And again, this just takes me straight back to where I was. And the more I'm talking about it now, the more I'm realizing, okay, I don't need to be too worried about this. But I'm glad I'm speaking about it, because I was quite worried. I did think that I was falling into this trap. But it's nice to know that I'm not. And I think what's been influencing it lately hasn't been necessarily the need for other people's approval, but more so I am reintegrating still. I've just moved from across the world. I have been living a different lifestyle. And so to reintegrate and to change lifestyles completely, I'm actually not too sure, you know, how to go about my day-to-day and my weekend and things like that and maintain the lifestyle that I want. So I think I'm just a little bit lost. And I think moving in with someone who's in a similar position to me, not the lost side, but in a similar like stage of their life, you know, where they're at in their life is similar, is going to help me not base my life on theirs, but feel supported in how lost I am. Not to put the pressure on him, but that's, I think, what's really going to benefit me. And I'm excited about that. Okay, so we know why I do this. We know why I want to move away from it. We know what's been influencing it. I also think another thing that's influencing it is like, I really respect where my friends are at and where they've gone in their lives and how they're set up. And I kind of want to emulate that, because they're happy and they're having a good time. And I want a bit of that. And that's okay. But I got to do it my way. I'm going to remember, my way is a fun way. My way is a silly way. My way is, you know, being a bit happy-go-lucky, just jumping on an adventure here and there. And I'm going to make sure I'm enabling that to keep me happy while achieving my goals. And it's okay for them to like take the rush out of my life. I think that's a key thing that also causes me anxiety because I have no ability to be patient. I want everything now, but some things can't come now. It's being a bit more chill about things and letting them. I don't need to buy a place right now. I want to buy something. It can happen a few months later. You know, you can let it go. You can let it slide. Now you guys know what one of my goals is. Welcome. So yeah, well that was nice. Another important topic. I've been losing my hair, and fuck me, it's scary. I never thought it'd be me, but it's me. And I thought it was the water in London because they've got hard water over there with like minerals and shit. Like, you know how there's always like a button that says descale? Over there you need to fucking descale shit because it's white and gross. Asked my old housemate about the kettle. It was gross. And this hasn't settled since I moved back where we have good water in Melbourne. And so I'm freaking out because yesterday I got out of the shower and my family were like, whoa, that's a big bald patch on your head. And I was like, fuck. So now, if anyone has any tips, first of all, hit me the fuck up, please. Hit me up because there's so many options out there. I made one search on Google and now I'm being inundated with ads on my phone from everything, on Instagram, on the TikTokies, on everything. It's fucked. And so I don't really know what decision to make. Ideally, not too expensive, good results. If you've had good experiences, let me know. If you've had bad experiences as well, let me know. Drop the comments because I don't want to go bald at all. I have hair everywhere else. Like anyone who knows me knows I am hairy. Why, on the one place I wanted to stay on my body, is it leaving? It's fucking bullshit, if you ask me. And then secondly, I've got a friend's birthday this afternoon, and I am so excited to get an open discussion about this because apparently a few of the boys are using some products. I obviously won't reveal who, but why are we not talking about this more openly? Like, literally, so many men get this, and it's out of our control. It's literally because of the way our body's reacting to testosterone. I don't know. Don't quote me. But there's like, I don't know, works on testosterone. I hope you guys can't hear my dog barking. He's chatting with the neighbors. So, fuck, he's made me lose my train of thought. Anyway, so going to this thing, and I want to have an open conversation because I didn't even realize any of my boys were losing their hair. So, someone's got to be onto something, and we need to be talking about this. I've got a friend who's gone bald. That's a choice, and he looks fucking good as a bald man. I've got friends with so much hair, silver foxes, almost, well, salt and pepper. They're looking good, and I want to be a silver fox when I grow up. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. You're definitely gonna hear my dog grumbling down the stairs now, so I'm gonna just try and keep talking. And okay, we can continue now. And yeah, we need an open discussion about this because it's literally so many men. And I don't want to fucking lose my hair. No one wants to lose their hair. So why are we not talking about this? So that's where I'm at with my hair. I did an assessment online with this company and they got back to me pretty quickly. But it was fucking $200 a month for a serum and finasteride. Also, I'm scared to take finasteride because I don't want to lose my sex drive. Obviously, a big part of who I am is my sexual activity. And I don't want to... I can't believe my bottle was in that the whole time. I don't want my sex drive to drop, but apparently it's a common side effect. So a lot of things to consider here. If you've lost your sex drive from finasteride, let me know. If you haven't, let me know why, if you know why. So yeah. Can't believe so many of the boys are working on keeping their hair. Crazy. Well, look, as I said, this is me trying to set the tone of where this podcast is going. Guests, me just thinking out loud, showing you how I deal with my anxieties. I have so much anxiety that I've learned to deal with in lots of different ways. And I think the key thing for me is I need to talk about it. And sharing that with people I find beneficial. And so I want to thank everyone who has created that space for me to continue doing this, and I will continue. And if you've got anything you want to talk about, drop me a comment. You can follow us on us. You, me. You can follow me behind the .banter on all the socials. Get around the TikToks, the YouTubes, and yeah, look forward to seeing you next time. Let me know what you want to hear about. Thanks, guys. Da-na-na.